Hello and welcome to today's interview. We're extremely lucky to have Steve Tucker, Group Executive MLC and NAB Wealth on the line. Hello, Steve.
Hi, Rachel.
Steve, can I ask, given the changes facing the industry today and in the future, what advice do you have to business owners to ensure they embrace change?
Well, it's been such an amazing environment in the last few years, and change is certainly increasing in pace all the time. So my advice would be to make sure that business owners have a look at what might be coming around the corner and understand some of the impacts that some of the changes could have on their businesses, and really future-proof the business by diversifying revenue and understanding that things can shift quite quickly in terms of the way we interact with our customers. At the same time, not being too defensive and making sure that they take advantage of the opportunities that come up in such a changing environment, because there are many opportunities that will come past, and we have to be in a position where we can grab those and grow from those.
Excellent. What 5 major things do you believe makes a successful business in today's times?
Yes, it's a good list of things to, I think, look at when we look at our business. The first one we start with is having a really clear strategy and purpose for the business. It sounds a bit obvious, but we see many businesses where it's not clear as to what they're trying to achieve strategically and what the purpose of the business is. Is it, in many cases, just lined up to make money? Well, most businesses do make money, but the purpose is beyond that. And it's really good to have a really clear view on what it is you're trying to achieve. The second thing is to be very ruthless around prioritisation, making sure that you focus your investment, your talent, and what you're doing on the absolute priorities for the business. There's always too many things to do and not enough people and money and time to do them. So we're very ruthless in how we prioritise what we're doing. The third thing is to make sure the value proposition is really clear. Again, we see a lot of businesses that lurch from one style of business to another. They're quite happy to deal with too many different types of clients, and therefore their proposition becomes cloudy and confused. And making sure that you have a real clear view on what it is you're offering your clients, why that's valuable to them, and therefore what it's worth to them is really, really important. The next one is service. Service. It's a very important part of a business to make sure clients are delighted by the experience they have every time they touch an organisation. Unfortunately, in big companies that can be difficult, and in small companies, but it's really important clients remember the service experience beyond that initial contact, and it keeps the business going. And the fifth one for me is momentum. I think it's really important that businesses are growing, that they're changing and challenging their business models, not necessarily changing strategy, as I said before, but making sure that there's always progress being made on the priorities you have, and whether that be acquisitions or whether it be client acquisition or it be changing systems and processes, momentum is really important.
Perfect. Steve, how do you believe financial advisors can improve the culture of their industry?
Yeah, culture is an amazing thing, isn't it? It doesn't arrive on your desk on a Monday in a box with a ribbon tied around it and out jumps a great culture. It comes with years and years of work, and many people have an impact on what a culture is perceived to be. We've got a little bit of work to do in the culture of financial planning, and it's the last stage I think we need to nail before the profession can be recognised properly. And to me, the culture needs to emerge a little bit more in favour of acting in a spirit of community service. We're here to help people protect their wealth, grow their wealth, have a comfortable retirement, making sure that that's a priority for us and not our own necessarily personal ambitions get in the way of that. And financial planners are so good at it, and so many of them have an influence on culture, but every single financial planner has a role to play. And when the community recognises and respects the culture that we have as a profession, then the job's done and we can all happily be recognised for the great work that we do.
The last question, Steve, I'd like you to picture 10 years from now. What do you believe the industry will look like?
Yeah, it's amazing what can be achieved in 10 years. I think the quote is you always overestimate what you can achieve in a year and underestimate what you can achieve in a decade. And 10 years out, I think we've finally dealt with some of the demons of the cultural question and some of the challenges to the business structures that are hangovers from past eras. Financial planning is recognised as a profession. Businesses will merge and demerge, consolidate and deconsolidate, but generally I think we'll become much more sophisticated. Technology is going to be much more prevalent and easily used. Clients will have a huge amount of information flowing at them, and personally I believe the need for advice in 10 years will be even greater than it is today as our superannuation system grows and people have more and more money that they need to have advice on. So the future looks bright, I think. A lot of financial planning businesses at the moment wondering about things like value and the changes to the regulation impacts. They will get through. They're the most resilient business people I've ever met, and I think the next 10 years are going to be fantastic for our industry.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time today, Steve, and for sharing your knowledge. We really do appreciate it, so thank you. That was Steve Tucker, Group Executive, MLC and NAB Wealth.